Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to this segment of On the Field, Off the Field, a podcast presented to you by Ashe Sports LLC. And I am your host, Gary Watts, aka The Voice, also owner of Ashe Sports LLC. And I'm coming to you from my home base in Blythewood, South Carolina. And in this particular segment, I want to share a great conversation that I had with a good friend and coworker. She's definitely a woman who knows her sports and also loves her sports as well. So I want you all to check it out.
I I ain't catch no games and nothing, but yeah, I definitely plan on trying to, trying to get in the mix. I ain't got no teams and nothing. I know you say you did your bracket, right?
I didn't do my bracket they had already did the bracket, so I was too late to join anyone in their bracket.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
okay.
was slow on the bracket thing, but I don't think I'm that great with these things. I haven't followed basketball, college basketball this much, so I knew I would be just really picking, not because of the knowledge that I have of the team. So I really would just be really picking.
Got
So,
you.
so no, I didn't do my brackets.
Okay, okay. Well, who you got to win now? I mean, for the men's side, who you think gonna take it all?
And this is crazy. You just don't know. This is totally different to me. Basketball, college basketball, definitely is totally different to me than college football. It's like you always kind of got a set of teams
Yeah,
that you know in college football will definitely be up there.
right.
Alabama. Um, you got I guess now Ohio State and all, but you just can't really say in basketball. You can say it, but that don't mean it's always a Cinderella team out there that comes in and takes everybody by surprise. So I've been kind of looking at a little bit of the men and the women, the very little, but I have caught up a little bit on the game, some of the games today. I see it. Okay, Duke. They're number one, and I kind of see they could definitely be the team to beat.
Yeah,
But you also got one in there that I always never think about them for basketball, and I guess now they're coming around to be a basketball team. I didn't realize Alabama was
yeah.
still in the mix with basketball. So you got them. You also have Florida, who just knocked off UConn, who won the championship last year. So didn't think about them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
really, I mean, I could guess I could go with the majority with Duke, but I don't think it's gonna be them. It's gonna be a team we don't expect to be the winner. Now that I know that UConn is out, I don't know how good Purdue is doing right now. If they how far they've gotten, they're still in the mix. But
Yeah, they still there. They beat McNeese State, so they look like they got Houston next. They play Houston in the Sweet
so
16 now.
so
So
and the McNeese story, I loved it. It was a good story, even though they beat one of our own teams, Clemson. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
actually expect Clemson to be where they were anyway, either. So it was a good story. Either one of those teams that in that game would have been fine with me. And the McNeese story was a good story. I wish they
yeah.
had a little bit further run in the series than they did, but it was a good story though. But I feel it may be a team that's going to come through like that. Either they may make it to the team like that, or make it to the final four, and perhaps maybe an upset for Duke.
Gotcha. I
That's
gotcha.
how I always root for the underdog, though. I do.
And, a lot of people do. I mean, I don't know why, but it's like, I mean, like I tell people, I played on the team where we was the underdog, so it's like I don't know, it's just a little bit more exciting because, like, sometimes in football, like you say, we know the teams that's going to win, so it's like we
Right.
want to see some new teams win. So you know what I
Right.
mean? It's like we become those underdog fans unless our team is the one that's number one, number two, and you know what I mean. If it's our
Right.
team, then okay, we cool. But hey, I'm for the underdog too. So I feel you. I feel you.
Right. Right. And the ladies, of course, I'm favoring, of course, the Gamecocks, which I hope they take one more at least.
Yeah,
This,
yeah.
but if they don't make it, Lord, and I hope they do. if not them, I guess UConn.
Gotcha. Okay.
Going with
Okay. What
between
about
the.
what about USC, University of Southern California?
Oh, I can't forget little Juju. She's
Right.
the only team I know. She got to have more help though.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
She got to have more help. She can't be carrying the team. It's
Yep.
got to be more than her. So
That's
yeah.
true.
So out of those three, but I'm definitely rooting for the South Carolina USC team. Of course.
Yes. Yep. We definitely want the women Gamecocks, them lady Gamecocks to bring it home.
Yeah.
If they don't
Yeah.
bring it home, I got University of South Carolina. I got Juju in them, and I
Okay.
got Duke on the men's side too.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
The,
Yep.
the two USCs and Duke for you. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's quite I'm looking at the at one of the games currently now
Mhm.
with the women TCU versus Louisville. Now
Okay.
I will say though, Louisville are kind of giving them a good little run now. They've kind of picked up. They were kind of behind, way behind during at halftime. They're picking back up though. But the thing about them, they have a team full of freshmen.
Oh,
So
dang.
So I look for this team that's currently playing now for Louisville to be a problem next year.
Yeah.
So they're in the sweet they're playing to get in the Sweet 16. They're number 7. So with all these freshmen they have on the team to be there with almost all freshmen right now, then they're doing good. So I
Yeah.
can imagine next year when these girls have gotten more experience out here, they're gonna be a problem.
True. That's true. You already know when you build that, when you're able to mold the team and they play together for a few years, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially y'all coming in as freshmen and having early success, it just
right.
makes for like, even more success in the future. So I know what you mean there.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully these girls got a coach such as Don Staley to really mold them.
Yep. Yep.
You know.
I
Yeah.
see they down right now about what is it, 71-56, I think, in fourth quarter.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little
Dang.
ahead of thing.
Dang. They
Yeah,
gonna
they
take a
just
tough loss, but like you say, they'll learn from it. They'll learn from it as freshmen,
yeah.
bounce back
But
strong.
they'll bounce back strong. So I see these people being a problem later on in next coming years.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm Yeah. But
Okay,
it's
okay.
always a good time for basketball. It's March Madness.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
we're coming up on the end of the NBA season. So, we're gonna be
Oh,
making that push to, playoffs and then the finals soon. You know what I mean? About a
finals.
couple months.
Speaking of NBA, I want to give a shout out to Kyrie Irving. I think
Oh
today
yeah,
is
what do you do?
today is his birthday.
Oh, say
I
his
believe
birthday?
today is his birthday.
All
Yes,
right. Happy birthday, Kyrie. Happy birthday, Kyrie.
I do believe so. Not it is today. It was yesterday, but I think he had a birthday, so
Okay.
yeah, recently. So yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah. Ooh. So let me ask you this: what's happening with the NBA? Does anybody not play defense anymore? Why do we have such high scoring games now?
Yeah, they
What
say it's all offense now. No, don't nobody play defense in the NBA no more. So it's
what is
like
going on?
everybody,
Yeah, I don't like those.
yeah, everybody trying to score. Everybody want to score. That's it. Sometimes I was watching the Heat like last year, like, and they play those games where like we lose, but it's 10 something to 120 something. Like what I mean, I'm like dang, like we could score points, but we just can't play no defense. Like dang,
Right, right. Why is now no one? This is the era where no one wants to play defense.
right. And that's what
Yeah.
they say the difference between now. I was talking to one of my coaches today, and he said like between college and the pro is that college is a little more interesting because they're a little more hungry. They play more in a in a scheme, in a coach's scheme. They ain't it just ain't they just ain't out there you know making millions of dollars and celebrities and this is and that like that. You know what I mean? So
Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. Because right now, that's all it look like the NBA doing. Just want to score. Nobody wants to try to stop anyone from scoring. I
Right.
mean, I'm confused. I'm confused.
Right.
Isn't that what the game about? You can't. You're not supposed to let the other team score. What?
Right.
What is?
Exactly. You don't let them score enough, or you know what I mean. It's like they be having bets who can score the most. You know what I mean. But yeah, that's the goal, not to let them score. You know, and they say defense win championships, and I know I heard it more in football than basketball, but still, I mean,
But
I think it
still,
still applies. You know what I mean? Like,
it's still about you don't want the team to score.
right. Exactly.
Yeah,
And then now, speaking of that, now, yeah, we know that Luka went to the Lakers, and I wanted to ask you about this. 'Cause I know you're a Lakers fan, right? Lakers.
I am.
All right. So, and I know LeBron was hurt. I don't know if he came back yet, but
Well, he came back and they lost.
okay, and they lost. All right, bet.
He
So
came
that's what I was
back.
gonna see. Like, okay, do you think like the Lakers with the healthy LeBron and the Luka this year could make like the finals? Do you think that that's a possibility?
Think that they could make the. Oh, okay. How far you mean the finals? Like, hey, this is the team, the two teams playing for the championship. That's what you're
Yep.
saying.
Yep. East versus West. East versus West.
I don't know about that. I really don't. I don't. Much as I would love to say yes, I don't think they're quite there yet. I don't. I'm gonna be real. I really would like for it to happen.
Yeah.
I feel the Luka trade was good. It's good for the Lakers, and it was good for himself. But as you see now, he looks like he's slimming down.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's Dallas wanted him to do? But I don't know if he's doing this on his own or what. He just got in good conditioning now with the Lakers. I don't know, but Dallas could have very well tried to condition him a little bit better than they did. And
Right. Right.
instead of I'm a trade because you don't want to lose weight.
Right. Just try to cut the fat, basically. Turn
Right,
the fat, but that's what I'm
right.
saying too. Like I don't get why they couldn't. They was giving him production. I really don't. You know, they said it was by conditioning, but I mean, he went to L.A. He's still looking like Luca. So it's like
Right. But to me, it looked like he's a slightly slimmer Luca.
it could have been something else. You never know. Could have been something else internally. You know what I mean? You know how it goes sometimes. That they just give us the storyline that it was about conditioning. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It could be something very well, something else.
Right.
Since we own Dallas, what do you feel about how they did AD, sending him to the G League? Is that true? Did you hear that story?
No, I haven't heard that. They said AD to the G League. Oh wow.
G League to get conditioning, to get them back in playing conditions. I was hoping that was fake news, so I'm asking you. I don't know if that's true or not. I
I
mean,
don't know.
that was the word.
That sound like a demotion. It don't sound like
Hey,
sound like he got
if
demoted.
it's true, why would you send this man there? You
Let me
send him
see.
there. Well, you know what though, too. Now, being as going back to LeBron coming back in the game, and I think maybe he came in too soon. The
Yeah.
man got. I mean, he is 40.
Yep.
Yeah, I know he plays like he still, is not a 40-year-old man, but he is 40. We don't heal as fast as we used to when we're younger. But
Right. You know, he
it
still
seems like,
look good at 40, but hey, I know that body he probably be feeling it. I'm pretty sure he take a
right,
lot of ice baths, he get a lot of massages.
right, right. He do a lot of treatment for his body.
Right.
And he keeps himself conditioned well. But I think sometimes with him, when he gets in the game, sometimes they're thrown off. They don't really know how to play around him.
Yep.
I think, and they may not. I guess they're scared of not. They don't want seem like they're scared to play like they want. But he makes them play. But
Yeah.
I think they get kind of out of sync sometimes. Like if he's been out and he comes back in, they're out of sync now. They've gotten used to playing without him being there.
Yeah.
So when he comes back in, he throws them out of sync. Maybe he shouldn't when he comes off an injury. And I know this will be. I don't know how he would feel about it, but I think when he comes off an injury and gets back in the game, he should not start.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let him come off the bench. That's true.
He'll come off the bench.
Let him get the
Let him
feel back
come
for the
off.
game.
He'll get the feel back in the game because these other guys been still meshing well together. They got a rhythm now with you not in the lineup. So you come in, let some of them people that's already in get the rest. you take it from there. He know how to take over a game. You take over because it seems like they do good in the first half. Then sometimes they not a second half team.
True, true.
So yeah, so I just don't like to call JJ Redick and let him and run that by him, see what he thinks.
Yeah, yeah. Go
LeBron,
ahead. Go. Just shoot him a quick text. Just shoot him a quick text or email.
well, speaking of him, what do you think about Bron and how he performed? Even though they lost to the Bucks, he had a great performance during that game.
Yeah, I know you was telling me, Bronny. He kind of be, I ain't gonna, he ain't iffy, but like he's kind of like, he show flashes that he could actually do something. I don't know if he could be as great as his dad, but he shows flashes that he could be,
I
a role player for
right,
somebody.
right. He had 17 points, I think, in that game, and
Yeah, they
forget.
show you up 17
So
points.
he did pretty good, and went out there and tried to step in there with old Giannis,
Yeah,
so he did pretty good, I think, and I think a lot of the people wasn't in the game. Luka didn't play, I don't think either. The bench was they was kind of depleted as far as who was playing that night. But I
gotcha.
think what he got, I wish he probably could
Hmm.
think about not focusing on being as good as his dad, but
Yeah,
be as good as he can be, not be as good as his dad.
right,
Don't
right,
because you're not your dad. Make your own path.
exactly.
What I'm saying. Because I feel his brother's gonna make his own path. He ain't thinking about what his dad is. I feel his brother gonna be a little bit. It won't be as much pressure on his brother because
Yeah.
he's already did it before. So because Bronny was the I guess experiment. I guess I could say.
Yeah, if you think about it, Bronny was in the limelight more, during his time
Right,
coming out of high school, USC, and
right,
now into the NBA than Bryce was. So you're right about that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you say, it's like he's really living in, especially being the eldest, he's living in his dad, shadow, trying to fill his dad's shoes probably in his head.
right,
Because obviously that's what everybody else thinking. And what I mean, that's why I think he should have stayed in school too, to kind of form his own, brand, his own name for himself. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just really jumping into the NBA like that. Not saying, like, not knocking him. Yeah, he has, 17 points in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? That's impressive.
that's
Like I said,
impressive.
he showed flashes, but is he gonna be consistent? You know what I mean? And I think time will tell for us. You know what I mean? He's still a rookie. So let's see what he looked like year 3. You know what I mean? Year 4. And see
Right,
if he come
right,
out that shadow of his dad. Because I know LeBron ain't gonna be in the league then. So it's really
right.
gonna be Bronny. You know what I mean? So
Oh, okay. Well, we gonna go back to March Madness real quick. I'm still watching the Louisville TCU game. Oh
yeah,
man, it's getting interesting. Getting interesting. They're only down by 9 now.
gotcha. You said that's that Louisville TCU game.
Right. Oh, you might be ahead of me. They might be done scored again. I'm sorry, but
No, no,
yeah,
no. You good? You good? And it look
yeah.
like it look like they got time. I mean, if I'm
They
looking
got.
at it right,
Oh yeah, they got time. And there's a girl on Louisville. Her last name is guess what? Curry. Wonder if she, wonder if she's related in any way. I haven't seen who she is, but she's doing. She must be their scorer, their leading scorer.
yeah, she
But yeah,
took she embraced that last name. She said,
yeah,
"Hey,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah. I
mean?"
hope she runs with it. Yeah, yeah. So back to Barno. Didn't mean to veer off, but
Nah, you good? You good?
just the madness is still on.
Right.
But yeah, I really wish he had. If he didn't stay in college, stay in the G League and remain there until you get some more. You build yourself up a little more. Yeah, I really wish he had either stayed in college or
Yeah.
strictly be G League. No half here, half there. That makes no
Right.
sense. But yeah,
Exactly. Oh, and speaking of G League, yeah. So it did say Anthony Davis did go to the G League to practice. Yeah. So that was
yeah,
true.
that was. Who else do they send like that? Who else do they do like that? I just feel they did him wrong.
I'm trying to see. It did. I think it was a couple of the players they said was joining him. I think from his
Oh,
team, but
okay. See, yeah, they had that whole team was plagued with injuries. They, woo,
like everybody
after
need development.
everybody went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody went down.
Yeah. And now, so on my side, I'm a Heat fan, and right now we like ninth in the East. and we doing
Okay.
horrible. You know what I mean? Like I said, we were doing horrible. I think we was talking about one of the games I was watching. I think they was playing New York, and man, we was getting smoked to the point I turned the game off. I was just like, is it, it's no point even, continue to watch because I already know the outcome. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Right.
but
So
and then I think we talked about it where he was like, Jimmy must be laughing over there at Golden State. You know what I
mhm.
mean? He must be happy with the results of that trade. So I wanted to ask you, like, do you think that the Jimmy trade was more beneficial to Golden State or Miami? I guess looking at now, but also long term. You know what I mean? Who you think got the most out the deal?
Well, the short term it looks like it's Golden State. The long term though, I don't. I don't know how long Steph is going to be still there on the Warriors.
Yeah,
Will Chip be able to? If Steph is no longer there, will he be able to carry the rest of the team like that?
yeah,
Like Steph does? Don't know. He wasn't able to do Miami that way, so I don't know if he can do the same for the Warriors. Will he be able to? Will he not do this? Will he be able to do something different with the Warriors as far as carrying a team, being the lead for the team? I
right.
don't know. He seems like I don't know. I really think once Jimmy Butler left Chicago, he had been like I don't know, maybe as he got better, I guess he got more cockier, maybe,
Yeah,
and demanded more, maybe. So I don't know. The
yeah,
short term looks like the Warriors. Maybe y'all cleared up some cap space. Y'all can get y'all some more players.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a Heat fan, but I know a few of them. And I don't have I kind of I've always kind of liked them though on the low. They the guy the coach they have he's really kept them. He's been there quite a while and had a pretty consistent team. Make it to the playoffs,
Yeah.
made some good runs. So
Yeah, Spoelstra. Yeah, Spoelstra did good with the team, man. Like, I'm
right.
surprised he lasted this long. Honestly, I didn't think he was gonna last this long when he
That's that
first
long
came.
guy. Right. Because where he started from, yeah, you wouldn't have. Because he didn't start off as being a coach somewhere else, correct?
No, no, they say he actually started like I think as a video guy, if I'm not mistaken. But he
Well,
started. He wasn't even no coach or nothing like that. I don't think he played basketball like that.
how do you become the coach then? So you
Right.
telling me? So don't tell me coaching is the same way as a lot of jobs, and that's how you don't really have that. Is who you know?
It's
Did
who
he
you.
know?
Yep. It's who you know because being a part of the organization and doing what he was doing. I guess he showed somebody something, and somebody
Hey,
decided
you
to
know
put him
what?
in that coaching role.
Well, whatever he did, it worked. He told him.
That is true now.
Hey, I figure out how I can do it. I can maneuver that way. I,
And see, the crazy thing is that if that's the case, what's the Dolphins coach name? McDaniel. He actually coached before, and I feel like Spoelstra is way better. Obviously, it shows he's a way better coach than McDaniel. You know what I mean?
True.
And it
Don't get me
shows. Yeah, he was an assistant coach from. Let me see who that. Let me see. It says he was assistant coach from '97 to 2008. Uh, Yeah, he became the head coach in 2008. So, all right, he was an assistant coach, but he was still like, with the Heat. You know what I mean? He started at, he was they said before that, like, I think, I say box shoes at a Nike warehouse.
what?
Like, he went to Germany. I think he played, well, no, he was a player assistant coach for a Germany team. Like, I mean,
But yeah, like my hats off to Spoelstra.
yeah,
He had the formula.
yeah, right. That was crazy because
he
I was watching a video with him and Jimmy was on the sideline. And it was like, oh my God, man, they was going at each other too. And it was like,
so
man,
that's
Spokes wasn't having it, bro. And I think Haslam was about ready to fight Jimmy because you already
right,
know, his respect for Coach Spoelstra. But it was like,
right,
man,
right.
I was like, that's how I knew Jimmy probably. Yeah, it was probably time for Jimmy to leave. I don't think it happened last year. It might have happened a couple years back, but I was like, you saw Jimmy break it down, like you know what I mean, with Miami a long time before, like he got traded. So
So yeah, because I was gonna say, you think that the reason he wanted to be traded was because what? What was his reason being traded? He
I
felt
think
he
because
was.
he couldn't handle the structure. Because Miami, they're structured. Because I heard like Pat Riley got mad at him for I think either wearing his hair all crazy or something. To an interview. It's like he's goofy. For being 35 and a veteran, you would think he would be acting a little different. He kind of act like he just got in the league. So
Right,
I think he
right,
didn't. He couldn't take that structure because I heard Miami has a like real structure like program.
right.
Um, and Pat Riley don't play that. That's how we be so good. We still kind of make it. Back. You know what I'm saying? Like even without a LeBron, Bosh and Wade team, we still could make it back to a finals. But and I think he was having internal conflicts with the organization off camera, and then of course it'll show up in the game, and then yeah. So I think he couldn't handle that. You know what I mean?
Well, I kind of would see that they're kind of right. Like you should be out of this phase now, sir.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this now? But I bet he hadn't tried that with the Warriors.
Yeah.
I bet he hadn't tried that yet. Because Steve Kerr don't, I'm pretty sure wouldn't like that either.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Because he's an old
Because
school coach. He's an old
I
school
felt
player, old school coach.
Jordan was like that on for them, and he's no longer there.
Yeah. And I
So
think I
yeah,
think he feel like he still gotta like tighten up a bit now because he what I mean, and maybe like he they from him getting to Golden State, it was like okay, well they had a chance to kind of like it was a fresh start for him. So maybe he looked at it like that too, like okay, well I know my what my issue was in Miami. Let me just try to make this a fresh start, which I would respect him for that. Because you're right,
right,
I haven't seen all the antics since he been
right.
with Golden State. I haven't seen none. You're right about that part. And
Because
like you said,
Lord,
Steve Kerr is a
Kerr got one already. He don't need a second one.
right.
Great. Yeah, well, but we should see because I really think maybe I don't know, maybe Steph Curry will be what he needs. So
Yeah.
maybe Steph Curry can give him what he needs to get focused and be more of the player that he should not necessarily should be, but a more mature player.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Steph
True.
might help him
And
because
that's
I
good.
feel
Like I said, Jimmy 35, so I don't feel like he got that much time in the league
he
left,
got
like to really try to win a championship. So I feel like yeah. I hope he understand that, and he is with a good team, especially with Steph still being there. They still got a
Steph.
pretty good team.
Oh, they still have a pretty good team. They
Yeah.
are. They are. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, a good turnover. Come on, make it count for something. Oh, but yeah, hopefully Steph can remain there because I feel that he's because he's paving his way now to what he's gonna do after.
Yeah.
Because didn't he get some a position at Davidson maybe at a college? He got a position somewhere at a college already.
He did. Oh dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, check and see what Steph Curry became a G something. He became something out of college. So uh well they gave him a good run. The game's
Yeah,
over.
I see TCU took it. I see Louisville
Yeah,
lost it.
yeah. But like I said, those girls are gonna be a problem next year. Yeah.
Dang. So
I feel they're gonna be a problem.
it looked like they got a couple good more games. I see Tennessee, Ohio State just started, so
Start.
I'm gonna try to jump on that and catch that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, real quick though, football talk. NFL.
Oh yeah.
I know we kind of chopped it up a little bit about the Bengals, which I really think I really like. I really like that team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I really like the players that they have on that team. Joe
Now
Burrow.
I know we talked about you see that Jamar Chase and T Higgins got them big contracts, like,
Yes,
and
yes,
and that's good. I'm glad, I'm happy, especially for the brothers, man. I'm happy that they they earning, and they the organization seeing the value in them. But I heard that a lot of people was kind of saying that the Bengals made like the wrong choice in paying those guys that much money because they could have kind of utilized some of those funds to kind of like invest in veteran players or key pieces for the organization. Overall, you know what I mean, instead of just two players. Now, like, do you think, do you think like T Higgins and Jamar Chase is like, going to be, they going to lead Cincinnati to basically to the Super Bowl, not just get there because they got there and they lost, his first year, but get there and win one. You think that they're going to be the two key pieces to Cincinnati winning the Super Bowl?
no. My thing is Cincinnati doesn't have a problem with their offense. They should have been funding some defense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's their
There you
problem.
go. There you go.
That is their problem. Joe Burrows is a phenomenal quarterback. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Those two guys, hands down, great, great. Because Chase was was he the leading man in his position this year? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he was pretty close to being it if he wasn't.
I think he was. I think Chase was. I think that's why they gave him the most. I think it said that he is now the highest paid player
No,
who's not a quarterback. You know what I
yes,
mean?
yeah. And because I like him. I do like him.
Yeah.
But now, who's gonna be there to be on the defense? Who's gonna be there to protect Joe Burrow? Do you have a good offensive line? Do you
Right.
have that?
Right.
So not only you don't focus on who's going to be your scorer, focus on what's happening outside of when you're on the defense. What's happening around this guy who's got to throw the ball?
Right.
Somebody's got to be there to help him out. Because if he's not protected, he'll never get the ball to those guys, so they won't be effective.
Exactly. And I got to look into their O line though, but they do say that Jamar, man, he caught last year. Last year, say he had 1,700 yards for 17 touchdowns. So I mean, that's not bad. But I'm assuming I would hope that they still kept that whatever O line they had last year together. Cause like I said, based on them having to pay these guys, you never know who they was able to retain or who they wasn't.
Right.
And then you
Right.
look at they defense, what they was at, man. It was they ranked 25th in defense, so they was down. They ain't had no good defense.
They didn't exactly. So now this is where you should have been invested. And what do you think now that they have gotten these big contracts? Because if you underperform, you still get your money, correct?
Right.
Do you say they're gonna perform as well? They done got these big contracts.
And that's one thing me and one of my friends was talking about, that these guys get the big contracts and the production go down. So that's another thing. Do you think their production gonna go down now? Like that they got paid?
Because I do like that combination of Burrows, Chase. I like that combination. I hope they don't fall off.
Yeah, me too. I definitely want to see them succeed. You know what I mean? That might be my backup team because I'm a Dolphins fan. So
we already know what's happening with us.
Yeah.
We focus on it. On offensive, defensive coordinator. We need it all.
We need it all. We need new stadium staff. We need it all.
We need it all.
So that's another question I wanted to ask you too. Are you still a Dolphins fan?
Oh boy, for the love of Dan Marino. That's the only reason I became.
Thank you, Dan Marino. Shout out Dan, man. He's
out Dan,
keeping
but
hope alive, man. He's keeping hope alive, man. So
been hanging on here.
yeah,
I'm
me too.
almost at the point I don't think I want to even claim. Almost don't want to claim a team. I like a lot of different players now. It's just not about a team now because But I guess I got to hold on. I still got a few Dolphin paraphernalia, so I guess I got to hold with it.
Don't burn them yet. All right, don't give them away yet. All right.
But to me now, if you're not never stepping forward to make improvements, I feel you just don't want to do anything further.
Gotcha.
So why you keep keep building myself up like something different gonna happen if they're not making any changes.
Right, right. I'm
You,
hoping that we
you
do something in the draft. I guess I'm excited about the draft. You know what I mean?
when's the
But
draft?
uh,
When's the draft?
what is dang, is it April?
It's in April. I just don't know when the date. But yeah, we'll have touch bases about that when the draft has happened. Hopefully
Yeah.
we get some key pieces.
We definitely got to touch base on that one. We might have
Right,
some, we might have something good to talk about with Miami, but it's gonna be interesting to see who goes where. I think there's a lot of
right.
good dudes coming out of college. So, what I
So,
mean,
so
you always know the draft is like, that's part of that preparation for the season. We feel like we part of the organization at that point. I'm part of the front office. You know what I mean? I'm trying to call out, who we
right.
finna get.
Well, look, before the draft, you may need to do your little mock draft or a podcast about who needs what. Who
we
you
we we
think
could
needs what?
we could definitely try to do that. We could definitely try to do that. Probably
'Cause,
probably get a couple teams on the board just to kind of go over, who needs what, especially our teams. You know what I mean? We're gonna look at our teams. You know what
this
I mean? A couple of notable teams out there, from last year. So we could definitely look to do that.
right? Because there's something happening in Pittsburgh. I don't understand what's going on there. Who's
You
that
talk about with
quarterback?
the quarterback issue, or just
Uh, I don't know who's their quarterback. I love Mike Tomlin to death. I do, but who's their quarterback?
yeah, yeah. We're gonna see if they're gonna go for one in the draft. I mean, I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I don't know if they're gonna hang on because they said Justin Fields left. Correct? Justin Fields is gone now.
Now a Jet.
Dang.
They did him so wrong. I think from Chicago to when he got to Pittsburgh, they did him wrong.
Yeah,
And I hope,
man.
even though the Jets are in our conference or whatever, I hope he flourishes as a quarterback because he was not given a fair chance at all.
True. That's true. I think he gonna thrive. Like he gonna emerge in the future, and he gonna like just dominate the league. He gonna be one of the players like like y'all kept overlooking me, and I kept jumping team, kept getting traded, but he gonna find
Right,
him a good team, and they gonna invest in him, and he gonna thrive. I think.
right. Because why would I just didn't understand Chicago? You heard just to get Caleb Williams, but you didn't give Caleb Williams didn't have anybody
Right.
really to assemble around. So why would you even do that? You had a man that was building some kind of chemistry with the people he had.
Right. Right.
Because you wanted the number one pick, you get rid of him.
They do that.
Yeah,
That's how these teams will do you.
that's how
I
they do it. And
mean,
that's why that's what they did also. They're on the couch. They didn't make it nowhere.
right.
So
Exactly. I was just about to say that too. That's exactly why they went home. They wasn't nowhere in the playoff.
right,
I'm making them
right.
type of moves.
So yeah, I am a Dolphin fan, but I do like various people on the team, different teams or whatever. And I like that once again I'm a person that pulls for the underdog. So I hope
Gotcha.
Justin Fields thrives this year.
Definitely. I'm on that same. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one, Miss Sharon.
Yeah. Okay,
But
well I'm gonna let you go. We got another game to watch here. And we got work to do.
you know
Get
it.
ready.
Hey, y'all definitely appreciate you taking the time out on Sunday to join me on this
I'm not
podcast here, and I
a
definitely look forward to working with you in the future.
oh yeah, there's a woman that likes sports.
Yep, yep. Ain't nothing wrong with
I don't
that. We love it. We
baseball.
love
I
it.
don't know about it.
All right, Miss Sharon. Hey, you enjoy the rest of your night, okay?
You too.
All
All
right. See you
right,
tomorrow.
T-Dub.